Next 10-15 minutes, you are going to listen about the most undervalued asset in the crypto market space as of now. The level of fundamentals, which is increasing on a regular basis, as Brad Garlinghouse highlights here. Now, even with the SEC case, that's what's happening in the market right now. Look at this. That's the best year for them, and that was the year with SEC lawsuit, and he clearly highlights that all of this growth came outside of the US, and for obvious reasons. We all know the reason, right? And he continues, he goes on to say this, which brings me back to the SEC, right? He points those stuff out. So the most undervalued asset, why? Because when you get the regulatory clarity as we go ahead in 2022, and you see a ton of adoption, a ton of movement. Look at this. This is not just about one company. This is about the world of finance. XRP based on demand liquidity payments accounts for 25% of RippleNet right now. And RippleNet is not small network. Understand that it's not a small network. It's now expanding all over the globe. At the same time, you see ODL going towards Japan, UAE, and so on and so forth. And then you see the central banking digital currency solution, which is built on a private version of XRP Ledger, is now getting adoption. Now, we talked about that, right? So if you just read one thread from this, you're getting a lot of sights about what you're going to look forward to 2022, about regulatory clarity. And 2 years back, when David Schwartz highlighted that this is a possibility which I think the regulators are going to come out and say, that means they are prepared. They knew either this is just a drama, or otherwise they already knew that this is going to happen in one way or the other. But on the price side of this is getting really interesting. This is a view of XRP, right? Now and then, if you are taking a look at the same on Bitcoin, you're like this. We have not broken to the upside. We are still below this level. So that means we can break to the upside. That's not neglecting that possibility. But right now, XRP has already broken to the upside, and we are getting consistent buying volume. Now, yes, you can also argue that we are going towards the solo airdrop, right? So people are buying in to get that free money. So understand, for XRP, the ratio is different. For solo holders, the ratio is different. So if you are completely saying that, okay, this is only because of the solo airdrop, I would say, okay, mostly then new buyers will be going on to solo, right? But those who already have XRP would be accumulating more XRP, and I don't think they are going to drop it completely out of the market. Because if you look at solo, you'll see the price playing in a different direction, and you look at XRP, the price is playing in a different direction. So when you're buying to get free money, that's okay. I understand that view. But when you're buying to get that free money, when the market is bouncing from the support and moving towards the upside, I don't think most of them are going to sell. Because what if after the airdrop, the price is still continuing to the upside? It may slow down a little bit because of the new buyers would be slowing down. But the supply is dried. There is no supply at the bottom. That's why you don't see the price going down to this level, right? We had that level. And when people argue that, yeah, we are going to go back down, remember, we spent our time in that region for a long time. If you even consider this, that was a very, very long time. Now, once we break above this one, you're going to get that momentum. But I'm going to take you through these charts to understand what's literally happening. If you remember what we discussed in last 3 videos, I've tried to give you that perspective, and especially in last couple of videos, we discussed about this, and that's literally happening in the market right now. So when you come into the market and see like, okay, it's been a long time since we had this kind of 5 green candles in XRP on a daily. Now, yes, we are getting that 5 green days to the upside when, not all the big guys in the market are moving. XRP is moving. One of the reason was we went through that, right? We showed you the charts which most were not talking about, or which we didn't consider too much. XRP BTC, XRP Ether, showing you that the possibility of XRP breaking higher against both of those giants in the market. And that means the marketplace is going to change. The Bitcoin dominance is going to change. The amount of money coming in to the altcoins is going to change. So now you look at the altcoin. This is interesting because we've talked about this. We've taken you guys through this before, right? We are having this pattern. We are going through this correction. We are getting this volume. Great. Now what are you doing? You're going back. You came to the support. You're going back up. Now at the top, you do have your moving average there, which is the 50-day moving average on a daily, and your trend line resistance. So we need to see whether we are going to break to the upside or not, because at the same time, BTC dominance is at support. So if it's breaking lower, chances are high that we are going to continue to the upside. But yes, this is the market, right? You have a lot of different assets performing well, some of them performing great. You look at last 7 days and you're like, okay, fine, there are bad performers, there are good performers like that. And you continue and see, in our discussion in our Patreon group, we were actually showing you guys this. Right, we had this time frame in the altcoin market where we ranged a lot and then eventually we went up. Why do you think that happened? Because in this range, we were getting new coins, new projects, new projects, and the price was not blasting through the roof. It was kind of ranging, right? If you look at horizontal, it like this, it would be here. And if you're looking at the trend, it's like this. Now, the understanding is you broke higher from that trend. You consolidated for a long time now. So that means you still will be able to move from the 60% all the way up to 75, 80. And that means the total amount of money in the crypto market is going to be focused in the altcoins, not in Bitcoin. And then, I'm not saying the price of Bitcoin is going to go down. I'm saying the total amount of money which is going to come into the market, majority would be focused on this side. Why? We have 15,000 coins, right? But not all of them have same use case and not all of them have same backing. So when you see these kind of projects, they are moving, they have some kind of fundamentals and all. We've been going through this, say Atom, say HBAR, Yearn Finance, Luna, and all of other tokens, right? We post this on a regular basis. So we were actually watching through these and going through them. We knew that this is going to happen. Say we were like, okay, this is the odds. Okay, I'll correct myself. We didn't know that was going to happen. We had an understanding of probability is that it will be the chance, right? The odds are to this side. So that's why we tried to highlight you guys. There is a breakout coming. If you want to join the cycle, you can. But for some assets, you should be really careful. And that is what you actually need to understand to make money. So if you want to make money and if you want to see these kind of updates on a regular basis, not only for one or two assets, but when you go through, you have a ton of assets in this market. And if you want the updates for all of those or whatever you have in your portfolio, you can definitely look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing on a regular basis, so you know where to make money and where the risk is positioned. So now, when you look at these, you do understand, yes, money is being made and you need to understand where we are, because if you look at this, you'll understand we had this range of accumulation for XRP, and then you broke higher, you went up, you came back down, you're currently having a double bottom, rounded bottom, that kind of stuff. You want to go to the chart and make sure this. You went up, you had this rounded bottom or the double bottom. Now we are consolidating here. The pattern is not that accurately visible on the 3-day, but when you go on to a weekly, you kind of get that idea, right? You're still going up. So that kind of continuation coming here means you're up to a rally. Now, even in that rally, the issue is you're going to have retest, you're going to have corrections, you're going to see a lot of corrections. And if you are that one with that weak hands, having emotions which is hard to control, you'll have to balance that. You'll have to learn how to control that stuff, because that is going to be one of the important stuff. Because if you are in XRP and you see we are 25x from what we were doing in on-demand liquidity transactions in Q3 2020, where we had a good rally from that bad bottom, say 0.25, we rallied all the way up here, 0.7577. We were taking profits at that time. Okay, now at that point, SEC came, you got all the issues, and from there, remember, with the SEC issues going on, they have done 25x. And quarter on quarter, with all this SEC case and all, you see they've just done 130%, more than double, right? It just went 100%. Why do you think that's happening? And it's happening outside US, I agree, but why do you think that's happening? At a time when you see the dollar inflation is skyrocketing, people across the America is having issue. Now you look at Asia, you look at Europe, issues are everywhere. But right now, with the reserve currency status of dollar and the debt being skyrocketed, and now the talk about the increasing the debt ceiling, whether we want to get another 2.5 trillion or not, and all are still there. And you need to understand, with supply increase, value goes down. So if you are increasing the supply of dollar, that means you need to be in other assets where you have a lot of security, meaning the understanding of the fundamentals, the leaders who are behind that, what the project is about, and all those stuff. Because here in this one, you kind of get two ideas. One way the Trump is saying, there can be an explosion like what we have seen for tech, right? Now that is an opportunity and a red flag. Why? Because that's like, when it reaches the top, it's going to burst completely. It's going to come back down 80-90%. Not all projects. Some of them would retain 40-50%, but still a 40-50% correction is going to come. Even the recent correction, if you are looking at, we dropped like 70% in the market. So if you are looking at XRP precisely, you have actually done like 50% drop. So that's not something uncommon in this market. But understand this. On the upside, it can also be an explosion. And the same to the downside too. So it actually depends on the next 6 months to a year where you're positioned at the bottom, at the middle, or you're going to come in and get positioned at the top. So that, the other guys who got positioned at the bottom, they will take their profits when you're giving your money and they will move out. Is that what you want? Or you want to take your money and move out of the market when the time is right? Because that question is hard for a lot of guys when we are going to see these rallies. If you are taking your profits in the right area and you're stepping back out into different assets or buying undervalued assets, you're going to be safe. Now, how do we look at all of this? Say, this is Bitcoin dominance, but this goes with all the other assets. If you are using indicators, you can actually see there is a trend forming. You're just trying to see what's the average of the upside and then the downside. So you kind of get an idea like, okay, we are going like this. Fine. So that means the possibility cannot be neglected that we are going to go to the downside to reach this range of support. Now remember, you can always use a rotated rectangle and see like what is the standard deviations there. So you may come into this level and bounce, not the exact bottom. So when we say support, always remember you'll have some at the upside and some at the downside. So that is your standard deviation. So what do? You try to cover that and see, okay, what's the possibility, right? So this is what gives you the edge over a lot of players in this market. As we've discussed previously, we were talking you guys through this, saying the RSI is rounding. This is what we see in crypto, because usually what we generally see in all the other markets is like, say for example, you have a rally, the bull flag stays something like this, and then you continue to the upside. Whereas in crypto, you see like this. You do some small stuff, and go up. So this is kind of a rounded bottom, which we are talking about. And that's in crypto market. Now, look at this one. That's 42% of wick here. Now, if you are not able to watch that wick, okay, let me just take that out and bring this here for you guys. Say this particular wick, that was like 42% if you take that, measure that properly. Then you have another one here, 23%. Then another one here, 35%. This one. Then right now you're getting like 40%. All of these time in this bull market, when you're trending to the upside and getting these wicks, you have rallied. So it's not once, you have rallied all the time when you had that length of wick at the support, at the bottom. So right now, in your daily, in your weekly, you understand we are at support and we are bouncing. And on that note, look at the monthly, what it is showing you. That's the next 3 months ahead. Are you prepared? Now, why do I ask that question to you? Because being prepared doesn't actually mean only buying this asset here at the bottom, but also knowing where to take profit, what would be the potential region. I've been getting comments on YouTube asking why I don't use Fib. Now, I've explained that reason in detail with my patrons, right? Say, on short term, you can use that. That's actually fine. That's clear. You can always use that. So, if you are using that for a short term basis, you kind of get an idea where the price is going. So, say for example, you're taking this one here last time and you're looking at the price. We were highlighting that there is a possibility you can go up to 2.7, but you do have resistance at 2.4 and then at like 1.8. Now you got somewhere close to it, right? So that's the short term basis. But when you go on for a long term base stuff, which we mostly do, the macro one, you may not actually get the accurate stuff. When you're looking at this, you're like, okay, fine, we have 1.5, but you actually went to 3.8, right? So major moves, second wave, third wave on a cycle, that for me, I don't think it's actually not a good tool. Now, you don't have to take my word for that. You can go to Google Scholar, where you look at research work. Now, I'm a researcher. I've just done my PhD, right? So you go to Google Scholar, try to understand what this Fibonacci retracement is about and how it's actually created, based on who created it. On that basis, the formulation, you'll understand that it's about an analogy, it's about the anomaly in the market, and you don't get a proper logical reasoning behind that publication. Now it depends, if it works for you, you can use it, it's up to you, but it's okay. It's based on how many number of users in this market are using that. So that statistics, you go and you find how many of them are using RSI and how many of them are using MACD, because if you are getting a signal and that's the one indicator which is showing that signal perfectly and no one else uses that, no one else in the world know that. So it's only you buying into it, not others. So the price won't go up. The price goes up in a way supply and demand works. So people buy into it, the supply is getting drained, and then the price goes up. So for that, those who are watching the market, they should understand this is happening, right? So yes, that's why we focus on what we focus regularly. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. And if you want regular updates for your portfolio, go through the entire portfolio, check what assets are there, what liquidity is there, what daily volume is there, and if you feel like you need to rebalance it to maximize your gains, or at least get above average gains in the coming wave to the upside, which we were all waiting for, do look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where you're going to see all these charts. You're going to get updates on a regular basis about different assets to understand what's happening, what is being accumulated. Recently, I was, in the market buying, and I'm informing my followers, say, I'm buying this one for this amount, I'm buying this one for this percentage of my portfolio, in the trading portfolio, in the long-term bags. And when I take profit, you do see me sharing the screenshots. You do see me showing you guys what I'm selling, right? So you get the idea of where I'm buying, where I'm selling, how I'm making my 10, 15, 20x over the time. Right, that's compounding. So if you want to get those information, you can look at the Patreon. The link is in the description below. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.